Well, it's one game into the 2012 season, and I don't want to get on a jump to conclusions, Matt, just yet. I think it's of note to say that we might have overlooked the wide receiving group for the Arizona Wildcats, looking at this season and previewing it. Just from guys like Johnny Jackson coming in from walk-on positions and challenging for starting spots. But now we know the four main guys who are going to get the starts and the most snaps at wide receiver. And we know that through one game, three looked very, very good. And those three, of course, are Dan Buckner, Austin Hill, and Terrence Miller. Hill actually led the group with 130-plus yards. Buckner had over 100, and Terrence Miller was very consistent and caught the ball as he should have. And we didn't know why those guys would be good because we didn't know if they would even play because of both consistency and health. Going down the line here, you have Austin Hill, who was suffering from a neck injury that limited him last season, and you never knew whether they were keeping that under wraps or if he really was just recovering. It looked like he's going full out now. He obviously isn't afraid to stretch out for a slightly overthrown, if you want to call it overthrown pass for that amazing touchdown catch in the first half of that game. And then you run down the line, Dan Buckner, you didn't know if he and Terrence Miller would, we knew they had the size, the skill, but would they have the work ethic this summer to consistently show that they were running their crisp routes, they were catching the balls and being focused? And I think, at least for one game, you can say, yes, they have done everything to make this all of a sudden a group that looks very formidable in the Pac-12. Now we get to Richard Morrison, the fourth starter. He had some dropped catches, fumble problems. He also had those in the spring game, but he must not be doing that in practice if Rich Rod is still putting him out there. But he's also a very different look from the three big guys. He's a speedy guy, a slot receiver. So I imagine that Rich Rod will keep him in that lineup, and all of a sudden, when we thought that there were a lot of question marks with potential walk-ons like Johnny Jackson and Sean Willett seeing playing time, now it looks like Arizona has three, if not four, very scary athletic receivers who will make Arizona all of a sudden very difficult to defend from that standpoint rather than just thinking about the quarterbacks and the running backs.